Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. So the Eagles don't train today. So far through three training camps or three practices for the Philadelphia Eagles. We got some things to like recap for real if we keeping it a bean, man. This video was brought to you from me to y'all because y'all always supporting me and holding me down. Make sure you tap in, stream all the music. You know what I'm saying? On every streaming platform, just type in the name Lord Brunson and you'll see everything we got going on, man. You know the game, you know the vibes. Let's talk about it, man. So, Jalen Hurts, man. Let's start there with the offense. Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown have been in sync. Jalen Hurts has been hitting Smitty. He's been hitting Dallas. He's been hitting his key guys. And that's what we expect from a guy like Jalen Hurts, man. I haven't heard anything out of the ordinary from the offense. Jalen Hurts still hasn't thrown an interception through three practices. And we're off to a hot start with the offense, as we usually always are. Kevin Patullo, he talked a few times, and from what I get from Kevin Patullo is that he has the ultimate confidence in Jalen Hurts. And I think that Kevin Patullo is in a unique situation to say, listen, it's not so much about me. It's about what I have to do to not mess this up. You know what I mean? Kevin Patullo is in a unique situation to not mess this up. He has everything in front of him to go out there and perform to his highest abilities and potentially be that next guy that's being looked at for a head coaching job. You know what I mean? He can go do that, man. He can go do that. It's only up from here for Kevin Patullo with this group of guys that surround him. We've even heard of A.J. Dillon having a good day. There's been multiple standouts on the defensive side of the ball. Jihaad Campbell, through three practices, has gotten some first-team reps. He's jumped off the radar with his athleticism, his speed, his power, his movement, and things like that. Moro Jomo had a really, really strong day yesterday, and that's to be expected from guys like Moro Jomo, who's looking to fit in and feast, you know what I mean, on opportunities left behind from the departure of Milton Williams and things of that nature. We've seen the Jordan Davis, you know, looking good, looking trim, looking lean, things of that nature. We've seen what we were supposed to see. You know what I mean? The battle for safety between Makuba and Sidney Brown. We've heard little glimpses and shimmers of those things. It's just been great so far, just for the Eagles to be back in the building. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is getting some experience calling the defense alongside Zach Bond. It helps that he was in the system last year, and we have that comfortability there. We have that mindset there with him. We have that, you know what I mean? That continuity in the building in the linebacker room. That's something the Philadelphia Eagles haven't had in a very, very long time, quite frankly. And, you know, when it rains, it pours. So I guess that's my cue to talk about some things that are a little concerning to me, man. I've been extremely vocal about the Philadelphia Eagles going out here and acquiring a cornerback, an extra cornerback. Everybody is saying, no, LB, we don't have to do that. I think Ringo is going to do this. I think Ringo is going to do that. Ringo has been Ringo file is on my desk at this point. I'm all for encouraging a young player or whatever. I'm all for encouraging a young player and making sure a young player understands and learns. And I'm all for iron sharpens iron and things like that. But when is Keele Ringo going to have a good day in camp? A.J. Brown has been absolutely tormenting Keele Ringo, and that's what A.J. Brown is supposed to do. I'm not going to lie. A.J. Brown is supposed to go out there and make Keele Ringo's life a living hell. That's what he's supposed to do. Because A.J. Brown was fighting with Slay in practice. Slay is one of the best cornerbacks in our game the last 15 years, bro. The last 15 years, Darius Slay is one of the best professional cornerbacks in the National Football League. That's who he's been going up the last couple of years in Philadelphia. Then if it ain't him, then it's Q. Keele Ringo and Adoree Jackson are fighting for whoever's going to be opposite of Quinyon Mitchell. Quinyon Mitchell already got it sewn up. He already got it sewn up. But Keele Ringo has been getting dog walked by AJ, Smitty. It hasn't been any. First of all, the defense hasn't picked off Jalen Hurts yet. You know what I mean? They haven't picked off Jalen Hurts. The linebackers have been able to get their hands on some balls, but Jalen Hurts and that wide receiver group seems to be locked in, man. They're always locked in for camp. Hurts always looks good in camp. You know what I mean? And it often translates to late in the football year for the Philadelphia Eagles for Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? That's what I like about training camp for Jalen Hurts, because Jalen Hurts looks good, but then Jalen Hurts turns into practice Jalen Hurts when the stakes are highest, if that makes any sense. But Keele Ringo's file is absolutely open and on my desk. I wouldn't be surprised with the pads coming on Monday if the Philadelphia Eagles don't do something to go in there and get a veteran corner to try to push the pace or try to push the competition out there, man. I was all for Stephon Gilmore. I think that would have been a dynamic that we could have lived with. I think that would have been a dynamic that would have created a competitive dynamic between the wide receivers and the cornerback room. But going out there and getting off on Keele Ringo is either going to cause one or two things. Guys that are less in talent than A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, Keele Ringo should be able to lock up. But then when you go against a Malik Neighbors, Terry McLaurin, CeeDee Lamb, those guys are in the division. The division got better. George Pickens, the division got better in the wide receiver room. So that was always my concern. The division got better in the wide receiver department, and the Philadelphia Eagles got worse in the cornerback department. So simple logic says that we have to go out there and try to beef up. Going out there and getting Adoree Jackson, to me, that's not beefing up the situation, bro. It's not. I believe the pass rush will be better this year for sure. I think it'll be more explosive. I think we'll have great success there, and that should buy some time for these corners. But when the pass rush is not getting there on like 3rd and 17s and things of that nature, we need to be able to guard on the outside in today's NFL. I'm not saying Keele Ringo is incapable of that, but I'm keeping it a buck. Keele Ringo needs some help. He need a veteran out there. It don't need to be all on the shoulders of Keele Ringo, because I know my fan base. We will end up despising Keele Ringo because the front office didn't get him no help. I'm really, really surprised that the front office didn't go make a move for some cornerbacks, man. This is very uncharacteristic for the Philadelphia Eagles, being as though we just coming off of a Super Bowl winning season and we have this window open. We have a repeat window open. I'm very, very surprised that we didn't address this. And now my greatest fears, I'm not saying they come into fruition because it's training camp. Now my greatest fears are now on the forefront. Now, if this dude I talked to Simone earlier about this. Simone said she need him to look like Revis Island. He need to look like Revis Island next week when these pads come on. If he out there getting burnt again with the pads on, you got to ring the alarm. We staring at a repeat. This is not no overreaction, nothing like that, bro. If he out there getting cooked with the pads on, you got to ring the alarm. A repeat is on the line. The first step to repeating in the National Football League is getting the first one. You can't repeat unless you win the first one. We got half of the battle secured. Let's go out there and repeat. You know what I'm saying? I think it starts with getting some help in the cornerback position. But let me know what y'all think about training camp so far. The Eagles are off today. Let me know what y'all think about what's transpired so far, and we go from there, man.